Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you very much for participating in our webinar today. I hope you will enjoy the journey of today. It will be informative and will give you some update our latest product. My name is Multi.Sensor. I am the branch manager of Eelectron HBA, responsible for the Middle East and Africa. My office based in Dubai. My colleague Paulo, he will accompany me also in this webinar, and he will talk more about the new product releases. We will start with like a brief about Eelectron, about our company, when we start, what we do, what's our patient about. The second part, it will be about the new product, a new update of our product. Then we'll talk about our marketing initiatives and wrap it up with a conclusion. Eelectron started in 1994, basically, in a city called Lignano. It's in northern Milano city, Italy. Like 95% of our production, design, R&D happening there in Italy. We have offices across the international market, starting with the Middle East here in Dubai. We cover all Middle East, Africa, and India. We have in China, we have an office also in Asia Pacific, in Thailand, we have in Barcelona and different offices in Europe. Basically, we are KNX in Bonn. We are since 2005 in KNX organization. So we are into KNX in all the aspects in and out. We are young people. We like technology. We make sure we always comply and integrated with the latest technology, including like Android, Apple, and cloud-based with PLE technologies. Our experience extending to different markets. One of these markets is the hospitality, with more than 800 hotels across the globe, with more than 36,000 rooms of working and functioning guest room management system with our product. Our solution can start with a small application with residential, maybe villa or apartments, and can extend up to maybe a campus or maybe an airport or a smart city scale. We have our channel partners. They are located in different locations across the world with more than 80 countries through our certified system installers, and we have distributors who hold stock of our product. As we said, we are a KNX company. Our people even R&D contribute and writing some of the codes, even like the encryption codes for the KNX organization. So basically, what we are focusing on in our portfolio and our aim is to utilize the smart technology with our products to deliver the best user experience. And this is all empowered by our product portfolio. And the product portfolio starting with complete like actuators or controllers for dimming, switching, HVAC control, in-wall modules, plug-it in-wall, plus field devices, for example, like weather stations, presence detectors, GPS modules, etc. Then our aim also to deliver the best user experience by the end user interfaces, either from mechanical push buttons, it's intelligent mechanical push buttons. It has RGB status bar, which is configurable. It's come in different ranges like Electa or 3025. Then we have our signature series, which is the 9025, which is glass capacitive wall devices. All these devices embedded with temperature sensors. We are very generous with the inputs. So all these devices has auxiliary inputs. Then we start with adding the intelligence, integrating with the software like application for mobile or tablets or touch screens. Plus we have some data gathering, sensors. Eelectron in general, we are not just a lighting control or HVAC company. We are trying to control maybe curtain or lightings. So it's a set of parameters we are trying to take, like read, make the solution smart to adapt or change the behavior of that space to deliver the best user experience. For example, this sensor, which is, we took a design award, it's read temperature, humidity, it can reach the noise level by a microphone, it can reach VOC, which is the level of chemical imitation, can be from carpet or paint, for example. It can read the carbon dioxide and etc. So based on that, we take all these parameters and we deliver, or we respond to these parameters to deliver the best user experience. Of course, we have also like standalone solutions like sensors, like motion detectors, and all this empowered again with our KNX network connectivity devices to provide the security, to provide the remote access for that building. So from this slide, I will hand over the presentation to my colleague, Paulo. So he will take you over the what's new. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Motas. Welcome, everybody, to this Eelectron December webinar. My name is Paulo. I'm in charge of OEM products here in Eelectron. I'm based in Legnano, our headquarters. It will be my pleasure today to introduce you to our latest devices. Okay, the first device that I would like to introduce is our IO42E01 KNX. This device is an evolution of the well-known and our best-selling products that was called IO32 EO1 KNX. It's a small actuator designed to be installed in the inwall box, and we have on board some inputs and outputs. Let's have a look at the inputs first of all. We have two pure digital inputs. That means that we can connect these inputs to conventional switches or conventional sensor. Then the third one is an analog or digital input, so can be configured by ETS as an analog input. When we say analog, means that we can connect an NTC probe to detect a temperature. The third one is analog, digital, or could be an interface to our smart sensor devices. We will have a couple of slides later to talk about the smart sensor. Outputs. On board, we have two relay, 10 amps. This component was designed mainly to drive shutters and blinds. So 10 amps is more than enough, also according to the reduced size of the device. What we can do with the outputs, of course, we can drive shutter blinds in a coupled way with logical interblock, or they can go independently. And this means that you can control and drive binary loads. About the inputs is a nice feature that we have on board, the capability to detect inputs as counters and will produce at the end of the day or to a BMS system the number of proofs that we read with this device. When we say that we have two inputs that can be configured as analog inputs, means that we can connect temperature sensor. The sensor can be shared through the KNX path to other devices, but inside of the device, we still have two thermostats. And when we say two thermostats, means two algorithms or two logic functions that can be used to reach the desired temperature imposed by the end user. As for many other components that are in the Eelectron catalog, we have also a logic blocks or logic module inside the device. Means that for this version, we have about 12 logic blocks. A logic block could be a simple logic function like AND or XOR and many other, or could be also an expression. So you can type and build your own expression to connect input and outputs. We have also the virtual holder logic. The virtual holder logic is an algorithm capable to understand if someone is in a room. This function is used when the final customer decides to not install a real card holder, for example, to understand that someone is in the room, and to fire different scenes according to the status of the room. So if someone is in or out. It could be strange that we decide to insert also a BLE antenna, but we are promoting the idea to use the BLE function at this stage, let me say stage 1.0, mainly to detect the position of the end user. So we are not using the BLE to establish a communication between, for example, a mobile app and the device, but to detect that someone is close to this device. And this is another very important part for the Eelectron catalog, because this is the first device that is reaching the KNX Secure certification. Of course, it can be used as a normal KNX device, but he also implements all the KNX feature about KNX Secure application nodes. Surveillance module. The LM00B01 KNX is a device that has been designed to detect if other devices that are installed in the same trunk are online or offline. Most of the devices that comes from our price list today has the heartbeat function, so they are capable to create a telegram on the bus to say that they are alive. For whole devices, or maybe to not increase the bus traffic on the trunk, you can decide to use this kind of device. So it's a device capable to monitor the status of the other KNX device installed in the same trunk. The idea is to report this information to an upper level, to a BMS or to a visualization software, to create some warning for the building manager to prevent any kind of disease for components that are not working properly. In the front of the device, we have a couple of LED. As usual, some are used to program the individual address of the devices, But in the top of the device, we have a couple interesting command. The first one is an LED that can inform you locally that an alarm has been fired. So it means that one of the devices that are under monitoring of the surveillance module is going offline. So you can immediately understand that someone went wrong. The second one is to reset the status because, as you know, Kinect is an event bus. So after an event, you can reset the status and wait for the second alarm. All the alarms are propagated through the Kinect bus. Basically, according to the latest Kinect standard, we can monitor up to 256 devices on the trunk. And for each device, we can define if we are looking for an alarm, alive status, alarm, or warning. As for the other devices, on board we have the logic blocks module. As I told you before, these logics are freely configurable, so can be logic used for the surveillance module or for other purposes that you have on your trunk. Here we have 16 of these blocks. And as I reported before, could be simple logic function like and, or, and so on, or could be expression. So complex expression created by the designer. Why Eelectron decided to design and produce a surveillance module? Because we noted that in building installation today is required 100% of reliable of the devices installed. Many designers can be scared about the surveillance module, thinking that it can create traffic on the TP trunk. No, we have designed special algorithm to understand if a device is online or offline. And we can say that in most of the cases, we don't need to make readings to the device to know that it's online. So we can say that not significant increase of the bus load is created by the LM module. Is the LM module capable to monitor all the devices? Yes, it is. Just remember up to 255 devices that, as per standard, are the maximum number of devices installed on a TP trunk. Even if you have so much devices installed in the trunk, you are not obliged to monitor all these devices. It's always up to you to define by ETS which devices will be monitored. Is the LM capable to be installed in every project, in new project? Yes, we can say that every project can be equipped with this device, even the old one. It's really interesting because in already delivered installation, you can increase the reliability of the existing installation, adding a device like this one. Yes, so it could be used in new installation or in old installation. So the Eelectron range of presence detector is widely spread, and we add new 2 devices in this range. As you can see, we have the model 01, and just below we have the model 11. Because the PD00E11 KNX inherits all the features of the standard one, PD00E01 KNX, adding some new features like the BLE function on board, plus the HELOC interface capability. As for the 01, also the 13 inherit from the 03 all the main features, adding the BLE ability and the capability to be interfaced with HELOC interface. Now let's have a look a little bit deeper about what we say with HELOC interface. HELOC interface is a small module that can interact with door lock system that comes from third party to gather some events like the opening of a door or closing, and also understanding if it's the guest that is entering into the room or is the housekeeper. So this small device, this interface that talk on wireless with the third-party door lock system, has to be connected to one of our presence detector or multi-sensor. Could be version 1.3 or 03. As for the other devices that comes from the range of presence detectors, in stock we have the white color and the black color. I would like to recap also the features of the standard presence detector that we have here on the slide. Just remember that we call presence detector, so it's not a simple movement detector. We have on board in the 1.1 version, so E11 version, a light sensor to control the luminosity, 2 digital inputs, and 1 input that could be analog or digital. As for the other analog inputs, we can connect here an NTC to gather a temperature. And we have on board of course, a thermostat. So we can make the thermoregulation of the room where the device is installed. The space sensor provides more features. Basically, we have the same feature for the presence detection, lighting control, but on board built-in, we have also a temperature sensor, humidity sensor, a sound sensor that is used to improve the quality of the detection of the presence. So it will not be used to record something, but it's just to trigger the presence detection, and a couple of indexes about utilization and occupancy of the room where the device is installed. Again, 2 digital inputs and 1 analog or digital input that now can be also used for the interface to the plug-in devices like the e-lock interface. Why we suppose or we believe that the presence of the BLE function is quite interesting in the presence detector. The BLE is not used to establish a communication between an app on your phone or something else, but it is used as a beacon. The beacon gives the capability into a building to use application for the wayfinding or indoor positioning, with all the benefits that you can have from a beacon that is installed on a KNX device, and it's not a simple beacon running with a battery without controls, let me say. So if you can imagine the benefits that you can have installing a beacon in a KNX device, this means that you can monitor if the beacon is working properly or not. It's not battery powered, but gather the power supply directly from the KNX bus. You can remotely change the characteristic of your beacon because everything is managed through the ETS application. So you can remotely download a different UID to determine and to define the BLE beacon characteristic. So a lot of benefits. How we can install our presence detector plus the smart probe. The smart probe is a device that is very similar to a presence detector, but it's capable to gather some information, for example, CO2 level that you have in your room or VOC, that means air quality in your room. So basically, we designed ring frame to make it possible to easily install these 2 devices, one close each other, let me say in a nice way. On the left, you see the black version. On the right, I would like to highlight that we say light gray because the plastic part for the ring frame is not white, but it's a light gray. It's always difficult when you produce different kind of components to make it exactly the same white. So here we decide to move away and for the ring say it's not white, it's light gray. Of course, if your customer require the devices at the same color in white, we can have the customized version. That means paint the sensor, smart probes, and ring frame in white. When we say that we can install the smart probe in this way, we have to consider that we suppose that we are suggesting a more flexible installation kind for these devices. Because if we look at other devices that are present on the market, you can have a presence detector plus sensor that can give you information about CO2, but it's just one device. So you are obliged to install probably a more expensive device in all the rooms. Of course, you can have a combination of 2 devices in just one device with the ring frame. But if it's not required, you can see on the right side of the slide, we can install 2 presence detectors, but only one smart probe for CO2 or VOC connected to one of these 2 presence detectors. So we believe that the solution could be more flexible and more cheaper compared to what you can find on the market. A little bit talking about the e-locks and access control right now. We are used to talk about e-locks and access control mainly for hotels installation, but we have to notice and highlight that we can have also access control in resorts, student houses, B&B, apartments that are going to be rented, or senior living houses. And of course, offices, why not? Before I told you about the virtual holder function. The virtual holder prevents the use of the standard card holder installed in a room. The card holder is used to detect and to understand if we have the in-room. Our example is based on a hotel room. So we would like to detect if in the room we have the guest or the housekeeper and trigger different things according to the presence of this profile. To use the virtual holder logic, that is a pure software function, anyway, we need at least 2 elements. The first one is the presence detector that has to be installed in the room. And the second one is a door sensor to understand when the door is going to be open or closed. So sometimes it happens that we cannot install a door sensor. So we can use the interface to third-party door lock system to gather this kind of information. So we can detect when the door is opening or closing, and in this case also if the guest is entering or the housekeeper, just listening to the events that the door system is producing. These events are transferred, of course, to the backbone and to the server of the door lock system, but we can catch these events too to trigger things inside the room. Here we show that the room can be equipped with the thermostat or room controller for the HVAC control. And outside, this is not a reader, but it's door panel capable to show the room number, plus some important information for the housekeeper. Here we show the D&D function, so the do not disturb function, and the makeup room function. In the center, we have the bell to announce yourself before entering into the room. In this slide, we recap the, let me say, a standard installation with the V12 holder logic installed, door lock system that comes from third-party manufacturer, our small interface to catch the events reported to connect through the multi-sensor, and the door panel to show. Let me highlight that the communication is one-way communication, so we cannot force to open the door or transmit something to the door system. Absolutely. We just catch the events. We have talked about the access control. Eelectron is well known for the devices that produce for the access control. This year we have introduced the keypad, the reader into different versions here, white and black, and the card holder. Now we are introducing the outdoor 9025 access control devices. We give the possibility to install a reader or a keypad outdoor with a protection capable of IP54 degree. Please note that if you are looking for a solution for outdoor installation, you have to order a different part number. Even if the reader and keypad, the electronic part, let me say, are the same for the standard installation, for the indoor installation, you have to require a special part number because the hardware is the same but treated in a different way. So basically to prevent humidity to damage the electronic part, we use a special paint on the PCB. So you have to order a different part number for the reader or for the numeric pad, plus the accessory, that is this one. So it's a cover that gives the IP54 protection. About the glass, I have to say that the glass is the standard one, and as you know, can be customized according to your request about logo, picture, or pictograms that you can choose. When we say IP54, we say that it's protected by water, but also by dust. And in case of installation outdoor, let me say that you have to think to install this device in a shaded way, because if you put directly on the sun, especially the black version, probably can reach a very high temperature, so it's not good. Just a recap of what we have released in 2022. We are proud to talk about the bridge. So our device, it's a combination of two devices, an IP interface plus a Kinect power supply, 640 milliamps with the auxiliary output. TC57B version, it's an improvement of the A version because now you can have up to 4 analog outputs and inputs on board. In the A version, you have only 3 analog outputs. The synchronicity access control has been renewed. So in the same shape of the old 125 kilohertz access control, now we have designed the access control in the shape of synchronicity, but with the MyFair technology 13 MHz. So inheriting also all the features that are present in the 9025 access control and improvements. The range of binary inputs modules that grow a little bit with 2 new devices, the BI04 and BI08. A special accessory for the multi-sensor is just to install these devices in a special in-wall box installed directly in the ceiling. And the Horizon update. So our web server received a major update in terms of the core of the system and also on the apps. We think that this can speed up more the delivery of this web server. Just to remind you that if you miss a webinar, they are all present in our YouTube channel. Our website has been updated too, so we are not talking about a device, but is something that is used by designer to collect the information about our devices, or not only marketing documents, but even technical documents. So has been reviewed what is called the navigation through the website to make it easier to find the product that you are looking for. New menu, new layout. Thank you very much. Now I give the floor to Mr. Mottas for the conclusion.
Thank you, Paolo.
You're welcome.
Okay, great. So the key benefits, what we would like to deliver in our solutions is focusing in different aspects, starting with the energy efficiency and sustainability by saving energy from the light, controlling the lighting in efficient way, utilize the daylight of the sun, for example, which is called daylight harvesting, play with the set points or the HVAC systems to deliver the most economical and comfort to the occupants. Again, we need to deliver the best user experience for the occupants of an area or a building by providing all the end user interfaces with all capabilities, with the latest capabilities, either through a voice commands or a tablet or a mobile or a remote connectivity to the facility. Comfort is the most important thing for any occupants in an area or a building. So this is what we are focusing on also, like watching all the parameters such as temperature, humidity, VOC, the carbon dioxide, even the color of the light fittings itself, like with the tunable light control. So to all this aspect. Then we take all this data, we gather it from our solution and make it sure it's available and it's ready to be integrated with the third-party systems. For example, property management systems in a hotel or a building management systems using the latest technologies, the core technologies, which is the KNX, mainly our core systems, and of course with the DALI, BLE, and cloud-based control. We created specific leaflets in light and building in Germany. We have a great participation there with around 70 square meter booth there. So we created special leaflets to tell our visitors like what's new, like starting with our DALI. We are a member now with DALI Alliance as well. So we are not just a KNX company, so we are a DALI as well. So we are moving to that direction as well to empower our offering. With the actuators, like we have a new release actuators with the 20 amp with and without current sensing, the surveillance module, which is my colleague Paolo just talked about, and many other products, which we will have a follow-up or another webinar next month to talk about it. We are always promoting KNX Secure. We are just to increase the level of comfort for end users. KNX Secure is based on the highest standards in the cybersecurity field. The KNX being implemented and tested for more than 30 years now, with complying of most of the international codes, for example, with the European standards or China, or even ASHRAE, like American Society Heating, Refrigerant, Air Conditioning Engineering in North America. This is the next webinar. It will be in January. We will touch more about our new touchscreen series and the integration capability with a cloud-based or a mobile application with the embedded web server and door intercom or doorbell integration. We are continuing our journey with the marketing and participation exhibitions. In January, from 17th to 19th, we have our booth there in Light and Intelligent Building Middle East in Dubai. We would love to see you in our booth. If you need any invitation, any support, such as invitation letter or something, please feel free to contact us to send you that invitations. Also, like end of Jan, beginning of February, we have ISE, like Integrated Systems Europe in Barcelona. It's very interesting also event to participate. We will be there. Please follow us in our social media, such as LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, to get the latest product update and our latest news. As usual, we are doing our best to deliver the right tools, marketing and sales tools to our partners or our channel partners across the globe by catalogs. It's available as a hard copy or a soft copy in our website. By the way, if you Google any part number in our website or in Google as well, it will take you to our website. Then you'll find all the data sheets, installation manual, even AutoCAD blocks, ETS file, which is the application file, all there. We also have demo kits. We have a dummy ones and we have a powered one to support our channel partners, to show the end users or their customers so they can touch and feel the quality of the product. And we have it in a case form, like a carry case form, where it can be, it's a powered basically. You can take it to the sites or to the client villa or a project consultant. We can customize like a lab kit for you. For example, if you are focusing more on residential, so we can propose you a lab kit for residential application. So this is usually for testing purpose. So your technical engineers, they can have a hands-on training on your offices as a channel partner. Please don't forget to subscribe in our newsletter and our website to receive the webinar invitations. You are already there, so I assume you already subscribed. However, I'm saying that to share with your colleagues. If you need any specific requirement or project design support or any strategic project you want us to engage in, please feel free to schedule a one-to-one meeting with us using this link. So you can schedule a meeting with us, and our expert will join that session.
Thank you very much for your attention. See you at the next webinar.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate your timing and looking forward to meet you next one.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Ciao.